You're not imagining it. The women who wouldn't return your calls at 25 are now sending paragraphs at 45. The ones who said, "I just see you as a friend," when you had more hair and less savings, are now asking about your retirement plan. You thought you were the problem back then. You internalized the rejection. You believed the narrative that you needed to level up to deserve attention. But here's the truth they won't tell you in the self-improvement industrial complex. You didn't change. The market did. This isn't a video about revenge or bitterness. This is about economic literacy in the relationship marketplace. And if you've ever felt like you're finally being chosen, right when your value is highest and hers is declining, you deserve to understand why. Welcome to Sovereign Male Dynamics. I'm here not to lecture you, but to walk beside you through the logic of what's happening and how to protect your peace. Let me paint a picture you know intimately. You were 28, stable job, kind heart. You opened doors, paid for dates, showed up on time. You texted back. You meant what you said. You were reliable. And she walked right past you. Not because you lacked value, but because at 28, her biology was screaming for genetic lottery tickets, not stable portfolios. This is Hypergamy 101, and I'm not using that term to insult anyone. I'm using it because it's the scientific consensus in evolutionary psychology. Women, across cultures and centuries, have been biologically wired to seek the highest status male available within their fertility window. Status at 25 means different things than status at 45. At 25, status is charisma, social proof, the thrill of uncertainty, the bad boy, the musician, the guy who doesn't do relationships. You were future value. But her biology wasn't shopping for futures. It was chasing immediate genetic signals. Now, let's fast forward. She's 42. The bad boy is now balding, broke, or married to someone younger. The exciting guys aged like milk. And suddenly, your reliability isn't boring anymore. It's valuable. Your 401k is attractive now. Your calm demeanor is mature. Your availability, which she called desperate at 28, is now refreshing. But here's the question that should keep you awake. Is she attracted to you or to what you've built in the decades she made you feel invisible? Let me introduce you to a concept I call the relationship tax. This is the price you pay in time, energy, resources, and peace when you enter a partnership. Every relationship has a tax rate. The question is, what's the ROI?
When she's 25 and you're 28, you're paying premium tax for volatile returns. You're funding her exploration phase while she auditions you against men who wouldn't commit to a grocery list. When she's 42 and you're 45, you're being offered a declining asset at peak price. She wants your stability, your resources, your emotional labor, but you missed her youth, her enthusiasm, her years of lowest doubt and highest attraction.
You don't get a refund on those years she made you feel inadequate. You don't get back the confidence she eroded every time she chose chaos over your calm. And brother, that's not bitterness talking. That's accounting. Now, I need to be very clear here. I'm not saying all women over 40 are predatory. I'm not saying genuine connection is impossible. What I am saying is this. When someone's interest in you correlates perfectly with their declining options, you're not their choice. You're their settlement. And you deserve better than being someone's plan B presented as plan A. So what do you do with this information? You don't weaponize it. You don't become bitter. You don't spend your newfound attention giving women a taste of their own medicine. You build sovereignty.
Here are the 5 pillars that separate men who react from men who architect their own peace.
Your time in your 40s is not infinite. Every hour you spend auditioning for someone who wouldn't have looked at you at 28 is an hour stolen from building your legacy. Action step. Audit your week. If someone demands your presence but wouldn't have given you theirs in the past, that's not connection, that's collection. She wasn't there when you ate ramen to save for your first investment. She wasn't there during the 60-hour work weeks. She doesn't get equity in a company she didn't help build. Action step. Prenup is non-negotiable. Separate accounts are wisdom, not distrust. Your financial sovereignty is your fortress. Guard it. You're not getting in shape to attract her. You're getting in shape because discipline is the antidote to desperation. Action step. Lift heavy, run far, fast occasionally. Your physical sovereignty reminds you daily, I am capable, I am enough, I choose.
Study evolutionary psychology. Understand hypergamy not to hate it, but to navigate it. Read about attachment theory. Learn the patterns of narcissistic supply. Action step. Consume content like this, but also read books. The Rational Male. No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Stoics. Knowledge is armor.
Whether it's mentoring younger men, building a business, creating art, or simply being the uncle who shows up, your legacy isn't your relationship status. Action step. Define your mission beyond find a partner. What will you leave behind that mattered? When you build these 5 pillars, something miraculous happens. Her sudden interest stops mattering, not because you're cruel, but because you're occupied. You're busy building a life so fulfilling that her belated validation is just noise. Now, brother, we need to talk about what lives underneath all this analysis. Because I know, beneath the logic, beneath the frameworks, beneath the righteous understanding of hypergamy and market dynamics, there's a wound. Now, brother, we need to talk about what lives underneath all this analysis. Because I know, beneath the logic, beneath the frameworks, beneath the righteous understanding of hypergamy and market dynamics, there's a wound. You remember every unreturned text, every "I'm just not ready for a relationship" that turned into her engagement photo 3 months later with someone else. You remember the feeling of being invisible while fully present. And now that she sees you, there's this thing inside that wants to scream, "Where were you when I needed to be seen?" Brother, listen to me carefully. You have every right to that anger, but you have no obligation to carry it. The anger is information. It's telling you that you violated your own boundaries for years, hoping people-pleasing would earn love. The anger is your soul saying, never again. But here's the paradox of peace. Bitterness is just another cage. You escape the cage of being the nice guy everyone used. Don't build a new cage of being the bitter guy everyone pities. The healing happens when you realize her validation, early or late, was never the prize. The prize is this: sitting alone on a Sunday morning, coffee in hand, no one demanding your attention, no one questioning your worth, no one making you audition for basic respect, and feeling whole. I won't lie to you. Some days, you'll still feel that pull. You'll see her message, and for a second, just a second, you'll wonder if maybe, this time, it's real. But then you'll remember the 5 pillars you built, the sovereignty you chose, the peace you protected when the world told you to stay in chaos. And you'll hit delete. Not with anger, with clarity. Because the only person whose attention you needed all along was your own. And brother, if you're here, watching this, understanding these words, you're already giving yourself that attention. You're already free. You're just learning to believe it. I want to leave you with a question, not because I need your answer, but because you need to speak it, even if only in the comments below. What was the exact moment you realized your peace was worth more than the chase?
Was it the third time she flaked and you didn't make excuses for her? Was it the morning you woke up and didn't check your phone first? Was it when her "Hey stranger" text made you feel nothing? Share your story below. Your words might be the lighthouse another brother needs today. Because we don't heal in isolation. We heal in understanding we're not alone.
If this perspective provided you clarity, consider joining our community. Subscribing ensures you don't miss the blueprints we build together, not because we want numbers, but because you deserve a companion who understands the logic of your peace. This is Sovereign Male Dynamics. Build your pillars. Protect your peace. Architect your freedom. I'll see you in the next blueprint.